Huh.
Hey guys, back on the amp here. I just wanted to do a little follow-up on this because it's fixed, and I just wanted to say thanks to Randy for giving some info, and then also 100 Amplifiers was extremely helpful. I actually emailed back and forth with him a lot, and he took the time to read, research schematics and other stuff, you know, that and he knows what he's looking at. I had no clue. So the primary thing, he sent me a lot of information, but the thing that really helped me be able to diagnose if I had an issue with a tube was, and I'll zoom in here a little bit for this. There we go. You can see I put a piece of tape on the back here. So these tubes number 654321. The first tube over here, which is kind of out of, back up a little more. Okay, this first tube back here actually is the preamp tube for the normal channel, or we'll just say channel 1. And then this is channel 2, which is the reverb channel. So if what you can do, right, is take the number 1 tube out and move it over to number 5. You can pull number 5 out and plug number 1 into it to see if number 5 makes any difference, because number 5 was part of the control on the reverb tank, and the number 2, half of number 2 is also part of control in the tank. So anyway, the main thing, and I don't have the paperwork right in front of me now, so I'd have to have that to really, definitively tell you this. But so one thing I did do to check to make sure that the actual number 1 tube was working, because I was going to buy a new tube before I did this, and I just went ahead with the old stuff. I pulled number 1 tube out, and of course number 1 channel was completely dead then. I plugged it back in, number 1 channel works fine. So I'm working on that assumption that number 1 was good enough to test the number 5 slot. So I got no difference whatsoever. And so anyway, I wanted to share that much of what 100 Amplifiers had to share with me. I told him I felt like I'd been through a semester at MIT. It was really great, useful information. Having gone from knowing absolutely nothing about amplifiers other than looking for loose connections, he helped me to have a better understanding of what's all going on with this stuff. He sent me a flow chart, and so you can see what tubes run what different things in the amp. It's very helpful. So Todd, thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. Okay, now having said all that, I did find what was wrong, and I'll back this out a little here, and I will show you what was wrong. And what ended up being wrong, and I feel like an idiot, I will confess that, right where the wire goes into the pedal, there was just a crack in the insulation right up here against this strain relief, little doodad here, and it just looked like, the jacket on the wire was cracked. And so I went ahead and I just folded it back and looked at it, and it was just completely broken in two in there. And so all I had to do was just take the wire out, and I probably can't really see anything in there. Just resolder the connections with a fresh piece of wire that wasn't actually broken in half, and it works. Now the part of the deal where I said it seemed like the volume was fading in and out, and it was the very first time I ever hooked the amp up. Just plugged into it and just to see what it would do, and I'll do it again. I don't know if I can simulate it exactly, but let me turn the amp on and plug a guitar in. We just got a guitar laying on the bench. Let it warm up a bit. Okay, so this wire, you've got, well, we'll get the right direction. Right here, this wire is the reverb output, and this is the reverb input. Now this wire snap, crackles, and pops when you touch it. I hesitate to do that, but anyway, there's one place where when you get that wire in a certain position, you don't get any reverb that actually works, but you get this kind of hissing, washing sound that sort of goes up and down, and I think maybe that's what I remember, because it's been a lot of months since I actually did this. I think that's probably what I was just feeling, like the volume was going up and down with that kind of washing, hissing sound. So I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart. As you can see on this one, I have new connectors here. I'm going to put a new connector on the reverb output and plug that back in, and then I'll kind of demo the whole amp, and you can see what's going on. So I'm just going to spare you the popping and all that stuff, so I'm not really sure why I bothered plugging the guitar in, but it's more obvious at louder volumes, and I don't really have the amp cranked up right now either, so, and it's not doing what I was describing. So, but I'm going to solder a new tip on there. I'll bring you back in. Alright, so I got that the reverb return resoldered, a better connector on there, or a new connector on there. And so we're looking at the front of the amp now, obviously. And so right now, just a clean signal, and on this one, I'm just kind of like, I'll just 6 on the treble, 7 on the middle, 4 on the bass, and that's it on that stuff. 3 and 5. Now you can 3 on the regular volume and 5 on the master. And you can do this where you turn them. We get a lot of amp hits. It's the other way. So if you turn this one off, turn the volume all the way up, start bringing the master up. You get a little bit of breaking up, you know. Of course, as you go louder. So I've got the channel volume completely up, and I'm just bringing the master volume. As it gets louder, it also gets more distorted or more overdriven. So we'll pull that back down. I do want you to hear just, okay, this is, you can, it's not extremely loud. Okay, so that's 4 on the volume and 5 on the master. It's very clean. And just in case you're curious, I'm playing my guitar with the P90s in it. And so it's just, but you do hear the amp running, right? You can hear noise come out. It's not really a hum. I'll demonstrate it by turning the master up more. You just kind of get this hiss coming through. Now if that was mic going through a PA, that might be kind of annoying. And of course the louder you get, that doesn't really seem to affect it a lot on on the volume, channel volume, but on the master it does. Okay, so back down to 5. And all right, so reverb. So I'm down on 1, and I'm just seeing it. Not really any difference between off and 1. So we'll just start bringing it up a little bit. You can hear that. So excuse me. Just turn it up a couple notches at a time. For around a 5, if you want it to be really obvious, you've got reverb on. It's really obvious. Okay, just total reverb. Start getting that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're going to turn the reverb back down. You can turn it off because I'm not sure. Turn the reverb switch off. Now I got the vibe on. And I got nothing going on here, so we'll just bring the intensity up to 5, speed up to 5. So that doesn't do anything unless you have the reverb channel on. And so we're going to bring the reverb back up to 5. Maybe it doesn't do anything. So I stand corrected. I guess I hadn't pushed the button hard enough because even with the reverb off, you still get the vibe. So they're completely independent of each other. So you don't have to have the reverb button on. Channel up, I should say. I'm going to turn the speed up just so it's obvious. Excuse me, I've got a cold, but maybe it's more obvious with it not fast. There you go. Now you get more of a pulse when you slow it down. And as far as the intensity, so intensity all the way up. Intensity down a little bit. About halfway on that intensity, 3 on the speed. Anyway, so I don't have any kind of effects pedals out here other than just what you hear in the amp, so I might be tempted to put a little bit of overdrive through it. Go the other way and use this trick. A little too much. understanding of what the effects sound like. Just the reverb or vibrasonic reverb. All right, guys. Hope some of that was helpful. Thanks again to 100 Amps for all the emails, and greatly appreciate it. Take care, guys. Actually, I turned the reverb back up, so you do actually get both effects if you have them on together. You got the reverb underneath the vibrato, which sounds pretty good.